Salmon, a.k.a. Diz, and this is The Force Always.
Welcome to the show. Yes, I'm here again. It's a weekly basis program. So remember to subscribe. And when you subscribe, you'll get the news, Star Wars news that is small, big, personal, my point of view type of news from Star Wars. You get views, which is my storyline ideas for Star Wars, not predictions, but just my ideas for stories, things like that, where you can comment on if you like. And reviews, which will be of products or trailers or movies itself or anything that I can review, that'll be great. And interviews, which will be with everyday people, celebrity, anyone I can speak to about or surrounding Star Wars. So that's what you get with The Force Always if you subscribe. So anyway, let's get into the Star Wars news. This week has been a mega week for the gamers. EA Play was on and we got a great trailer on the internet for this new game, Battlefront 2. The last one got a bad rap from a lot of the actual gamers. It looked very good, the last one. I didn't get to sort of purchase it myself, but the next one, which is Battlefront 2, which is out in November, looks really, really good. Probably a couple of notches up on its graphics, but it sort of features, all timelines of Star Wars from the prequel to sequel era, and so it's looking good. The highlight definitely was an image of the Emperor Palpatine in a hologram sort of form, in a robotic type body. That was fantastic. Anyway, so to more news. James Earl Jones was honoured at the Tony Awards in America. That's a big ceremony for the theatre, and he was a Lifetime Achievement Award. That's James Earl Jones. He's the one who played Darth Vader's voice ever since 1977, even through to the point of Rebels animation, if you check that one out. So he was honoured. James Earl Jones, congratulations. And while being at the Tony Awards, Mark Hamill was there to honour his friend and probably our friend Carrie Fisher in remembrance. It's been about 6 months now since the passing of Carrie Fisher. He was there to remember his friend, and it was done greatly. While he was there, he was being interviewed about some comments he made recently, especially I think at the Star Wars Celebration. He was sort of come to the idea that people thought he was against Rian Johnson's portrayal of Luke Skywalker in Episode 8, The Last Jedi. But this was not the case. He was just more surprised, and he was trying to emphasize he was surprised where Rian Johnson, the director of Episode 8, Last Jedi, has taken Luke Skywalker. No matter what, it's got us all intrigued, and I really would like to see who's right and wrong in this instance when we see it in December. So to more news. Joel Edgerton, an Australian actor, Joel Edgerton, who played Uncle Owen in Episode 2 and Episode 3, that's Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. He played Uncle Owen. He has put his hand up. He would like to come back to the Star Wars universe, and I think this would be fantastic. He would like to come back as Uncle Owen, but that sort of is a real particular timeline. But he's happy, more than happy, to play any other role, and I would definitely say that would be great to see Joel Edgerton. He's a great actor, great Australian actor. So check him out in the Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith if you like to see the subtleties he provided the franchise. So let's get on to more news. Daisy Ridley has released another film, not a Star Wars film, just another film she was working on, Murder on the Orient Express. Sorry, whoops. That's again the Murder on the Orient Express. Daisy Ridley was advertising, promoting that, and she looks really good for the part. So Daisy Ridley is out there doing other movies, fantastic. It's good to see an actor or actress getting, other roles, big roles, and being successful. We've had a couple that have really made it, Harrison Ford, and we've had a lot that just really got stuck in the Star Wars universe. But anyway, so to more news, a sea monster, that's right, a sea monster was seen online featuring in the Last Jedi pictures and things like that that's coming out. A sea monster, they're calling it an evil type monster. It doesn't look that menacing, to be honest. It looks like a wise type sort of monster, and it looks more like E.T. and it's been spotted on the island of Arctu. That's where it's meant to be situated. So it's a sea monster, Jedi sea monster, whatever you want to call it, on the island of Arctu, where we last saw Luke Skywalker. So check those images out. It's very interesting. E.T.-like in my opinion. Speaking to more sort of spoilerish type sort of leak. I wouldn't say spoilers, but leaks. And this was a big leak. A drink in a can called Space Punch has released, is about to release some characters on its can from The Last Jedi. And we had 2 Praetorian Guards, and we had a BB-8 character and Captain Phasma. The most interesting part of this was the Praetorian Guards, which is the guards that are meant to be guarding Snoke. So you see 2 variations of these guards. I like the idea of this variation, similar to the Knights of Ren. That was a leak online this week. Speaking of leaks, I'm one to check out certain types of leaks. I would rather not to see these online. I emphasize, please just hold it back till The Last Jedi. I preferably would not want to see these, but I love Star Wars that much. I've just got to see certain things. But anyway, there's some leaks for The Last Jedi, and that is the news for this time around. Let's get into the views. Views this time around is going to be about the possibility of the Emperor or Palpatine, or Emperor Palpatine, whatever you like to say, coming back into Star Wars. Ever since we saw that image in the Battlefront 2 trailer, I don't know what you could actually do in a storyline. I mean, there's many ideas you could do, many interesting ideas, but to have him come back would be great and would actually validate certain parts of the story, especially with Snoke and the Knights of Ren, and just how powerful that, unfortunately, that person was in the story of Star Wars. I would like to see him come back. I'll further on some ideas with this character in the future of my view segment, which is again not about predictions, it's more about storyline ideas that I have. But I personally would wish that that little image we got in Battlefront 2, the trailer, is possibly a canon piece, which is, official storyline. It's not as yet as I know, but it would create an interesting story, having the Emperor come back. Surprisingly, that would be, whoa, yes. So anyway, that's a view segment for this time around. Now, the next 2 segments, my reviews and interviews, I did on location. And just to let you know, there's some explicit type lyrics used here, was just spur of the moment type sort of thing. So if you are going to be offended with some lyrics here being dropped by ourselves, maybe just pause for now. But here is coming up the reviews. Okay, welcome to the review section of the Force Always, and the review this week is on the Tupac film. Don't worry about this guy, he's coming up. Tupac, All Eyes on Me. We just saw it. I'm giving it 8 out of 10. The lead actor who played Tupac, absolutely outstanding, amazing voice, mannerisms, everything, just small acting, everything. It was fantastic. Large lines, he really delivered. I thought Snoop Doggy Dogg's voice was great, his mannerisms was great. The actor didn't really look much like Snoop Dogg, and all the other actors like Notorious B.I.G. Was okay, a bit half-hearted, but the story itself was great to see. And the reason why I'm using this in my Star Wars show, All Eyes on Me, is because it's my third anticipated film for this year, and I think give you a bit of insight to a new movie. And so that's the review section for this time around. So 8 out of 10 for All Eyes on Me. Now I'm going to go to the interview section, and the interview section this time around is going to be this guy here. This is Al. He's been on the show before. He actually is a producer, technically composer, he likes to be called, composer. He's so Al Harding. He's done the movie The Heist, featuring Ice-T. Now, what was his classic line in The Heist?
Shit's gonna get hectic.
There you go. Look, the hardcore's rocking there. Now here's my interview. It's going to be on what Al thought of All Eyes on Me. Now, bear in mind that Al is more into the rock sort of pop sort of thing back in the 80s rather than the hip hop, but he does a lot of
80s.
Well, 80s. What would you say?
More Brit pop than
Brit pop?
80s pop.
Excellent, Brit pop. That's what we want to hear. Yes. So anyway, let's go to your
This light's
review.
very harsh on me.
It's very harsh, but you look good, sir. It's fantastic. Now, what would you give All Eyes on Me out of 10?
I gave it, Doctor, 8.5.
8.5.
So I thought those motherfuckers gave it their all.
Yeah, that's great. Now,
8.5 because I dug the music, although the sub-frequencies and the club scenes were, I had to hold my,
it was quite large, I'll tell you that. The bass was quite good in the
it was
cinema.
the sub-frequencies, yeah. But
Yeah.
it sucked me into the genre, Doc.
Yeah.
It sucked me into the genre.
Yeah,
It reminded me of my time with Ice-T.
right. Excellent. And bear in mind, I'm not actually a big Tupac fan. I'm more into the Notorious B.I.G. type of
Isn't it
stuff.
Tupac?
Or Tupac.
Tupac.
Whatever you like to
Tupac.
say. But I actually like the East Coast type of hip hop of the 90s. But yes, keep going with your detailed
The
review.
disappointing thing was,
Yes.
as we were coming in, the security guy got heavy and said, "You must turn your phone off.
Yeah.
We don't want any pirated films."
That's right.
However,
Yeah.
early in the film, some motherfucker's phone went off.
That's right.
And the security guy did not show any sort of,
Yeah, it's right.
like I was expecting him to swarm.
That's right. Rocking some ring, ring, ring with his bling, bling, bling. That's right. Yeah, well. But Al, do you have any more information to give about the film that you saw? All Eyes on Me, you said 8.5 out of 10. What else?
I also like the fact that a lot of it was shot in the prison because that's where Tupac served his time, and I'm a sucker for prison movies. Doc.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love the prison film.
Yes.
It wasn't a prison film,
No.
But what I'd like to ask is who shot him? It remains unsolved.
It remains unsolved. It's a very good question. My belief, just to add in to interrupt this interview for one moment, my belief, I know this is going to sound a bit out there, but I do believe Tupac is still alive. He's got the money, he's got the resources. I think he's alive. I know it's a little bit bizarre, but that's what I think.
Having said that, I did bump into Elvis Presley last week in the 7-Eleven. I think he's alive.
Hey, listen, you're crazy.
I've seen Elvis and Jesus. They're all hanging out with Tupac.
Beautiful. Now listen, that's going to be pretty much it for now. We've just sort of a bit overtime here with the interview and the review on my behalf as well, my doing as well. But listen, thank you very much, Al, for joining the show again.
It's a pleasure to be with you, Doctor,
Ex-
and to be interviewed by you.
Beautiful. And as I keep saying with the Force Always channel, keep rocking.